All right, and welcome in, everyone. Welcome to Wagers on Campus, your home for weekly college football coverage. And we're back this week. We're talking college football playoffs. That's right. The week has finally arrived where we are talking the first round of the playoffs, and we can't wait. Thanks for checking us out. We really appreciate it. Shows drop every Monday and Wednesday. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. But outside of the college football playoff, we're going to be talking this week's bowl predictions. We're going to go through our playoff brackets, and we're going to talk about the current events of the college football landscape. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't. And I welcome in Xander, my host, my co-host. Here we are, man. We've made it from July to the playoffs.
Hello. Yes, we're here. It feels good to be here. It's better as a fan not having to worry about first round nervousness, getting to watch the rest of the field play with no skin in the game. And then as a gambling, it's kind of an interesting slate. So I like a lot of the dogs. I don't think the talking heads have much faith in any of the Cinderella stories. Fuck you, Joel Klatt. But I do. So I'm looking forward to this year's college football playoff.
Well, I mean, obviously we didn't see it last year. The favorites winning pretty handedly, especially in round one. Have we? Last year was the first year of the 12 team, right?
Yeah.
So, I guess people have that seared into their brains, maybe, or maybe they genuinely just think that we're gonna get a bunch of favorites rolling again.
I mean, the 8 seed did beat the shit out of everybody, so I'd say that's a pretty nice Cinderella story to open up the 12-team playoff.
Who's that?
Ohio State.
Oh, right.
Yeah, they won the national championship in college football last year. I don't know if you were watching.
No, I watched, but they were
Okay.
an 8 seed and they played a 9 seed, so they were what, weren't they like a 7-point favorite against Tennessee?
Yes, but then they went on to beat the 1 seed, and then they went on to beat the 4 seed.
I follow. I'm just
Yeah.
talking first round. I'm just talking first round.
Oh, okay.
Was that above your pay grade?
Yeah, I think so.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, Penn State crushed SMU. Clemson lost to Texas, and there was one other game that I don't know. It's not coming up.
Notre Dame, Indiana.
So, all right. Well, I can't wait. We're only a few days away now. But before we get into the college football playoff, I know there's some news and notes that you wanted to talk about, especially being a big-time Michigan fan like you are.
Yeah, exactly.
So last time we recorded, all the Michigan shit was going down in real time, and we kind of briefly mentioned it last week. But now it's a week later. A lot more information has come out. It's been beaten like a dead horse across the media, so we won't talk about it too much. But what do you want to get off your chest here?
Yeah, I was just saying, it was crazy that while we were talking, this guy was literally getting arrested and booked. Was probably the craziest part of the whole thing is seeing this guy get arraigned from a jail cell. Obviously kept in holding, I think protective, so he wasn't in like Gen Pop because he threatened to off himself. So I think that's also why he was in the white jumpsuit and everything. Yeah, I mean, that part is sad. Won't revel in that. But more of what's happening beyond that. Sharon Moore's gone. Everyone's had their say about that. Now they're talking about, and this is more of a, we've talked about this with the entire college football landscape, but now Michigan thinks that anyone that's ever coached a football game can line up and wants to take this job. You've got everyone reading into Dillingham getting hired, DeBoer getting hired. You know, those morons up there think that Saban would come coach this team.
No.
I mean, when does reality strike that they're going to have to hire Biff Poggi for 1 year and do a full coaching search for this entire program?
I mean, it's definitely late in the game at this point. All the big programs have gotten their guy. So the timing isn't good. That's for sure. But you don't think there's any chance that they land like a Dillingham or a DeBoer this year?
I would say DeBoer would actually be the person that I think they land, just because, once he loses on Saturday, that's going to be back-to-back 4-loss seasons after a
They play
bowl.
Friday. They play Friday, but okay.
Friday night. Yeah, so he'll be gone by Saturday, in my opinion. I just think that too hot in the kitchen for that man. He's a Big Ten guy. He prefers the Big Ten, and I don't think he was ready for what came with the Southern head coaching job. And I don't think it has anything to do with like getting forced out, but you can already feel that stove heating up.
I agree with you. I don't think he's the right guy for the Bama job. I think he's a fine head coach. But my question to you is, do you think he's the Michigan coach in 2026?
Yes.
You do?
Yeah, if he's leaving Bama, he's going to Michigan.
And you think he is leaving Bama?
Yes.
Okay.
Which then technically I would be right in him getting chased out of there for my preseason wild prediction.
Which is a hell of a prediction if that's what ends up happening. Now, you did say he'd be replaced by Saban, which I guess still could happen.
Correct. See, that could definitely happen because they're like, all right, we're going to take this level-headed. Nick, come be essential CEO of Bama. Everyone else will take care of everything for one season. And while we do a full-on coaching, because now Bama would be on their heels, season over, no head coach. So I think the Nick Saban thing could be realistic as a placeholder for, I'm going to say it, Dabo Swinney. Going back home to Alabama. Sweet home, Dabo Abo.
It's long overdue.
He'll be forced. He'll get a new breath of fresh air. He'll be forced into the NIL waters, where they'll have so many staffers taking care of him, and he can just worry about showing up to church on Sundays and coaching these boys on Saturdays.
Yeah, sounds like the only thing that Dabo wants to do. And he's an Alabama alum, so it makes a lot of sense. A lot of sense.
Yep. Couldn't agree more.
The Heisman. Congratulations to Mr. Mendoza. The Indiana starting quarterback wins the Heisman Trophy. Do you think Mendoza deserved to win the Heisman over Julian Sayin and Diego Pavia?
I just don't think he deserved to win the Heisman. He put up almost identical stats to Curtis Rourke last year. Curtis Rourke had one more loss, getting his team to the playoff as well. And just nothing popped out as a memorable. I think it'll be one of the worst Heisman we look back at. Eric Crouch, Bryce Young, Mark Ingram. Pavia at least embodied what the Heisman is, of just the true MVP of his entire team, and Mendoza is just the quarterback on a very good team.
Yeah. We talked about it quite a bit last week, but I agree with you. Pavia was the most electric player in college football, and Mendoza had a great year, but his team was better. And that's really it. Pavia was the guy in college football this year. Like, if you're like making a college football video game, Pavia is going to be on the cover over Mendoza. Like, That is what it is. So I thought Diego should have won, even though he's kind of an ass. I think he should have won.
Yeah, I think that's non-biased as well. What are we going to do to follow up next year on our next big Heisman ticket?
Oof.
Give me
Ooh,
Dylan
man.
Raiola where he lands.
God damn. Yeah, I mean maybe in a good system.
Oh, there's going to be. I mean, there's going to be a ton of. I'm already calling you a Joe now, so just let's get it out of the way. Wherever Mestamaker ends up, it's going to be everyone's. Unless he ends up at Indiana, which I heard talk show are simmering down on that. I think he's for sure going to Oklahoma State. I think it's all wrapped up with his coach, but that'll be a sleeper Heisman. Too sexy for me. Too sexy. That's
I'm 260
yeah.
bullshit.
Way too many people are going to have that.
Man, you know what just fucking pissed me off, and it just makes me sound so old, and I know it's just the reality of the sport, but did you see USC's tweet about
re-signing?
We have re-signed our quarterback.
Yeah, it made me throw up in my mouth. Disgusting.
And it's a picture of Jaden, their quarterback, at the oval, at the big table, signing his contract as if he's a 5-year NFL vet. And I know I'm just old man at the clouds here. I know a lot of people agree with me, but it just puts a very sour taste in my mouth, and I don't like it.
Yeah, it's nasty. It's gross. You're not re-signing. You're just showing up to class. Just re-enrolled into class.
Thank you.
This should not be the new norm. Just sticking around.
Agreed. And coaching updates. What'd you want to cover?
Yeah, a lot of moving and shaking. When coaches leave, that means other positions need to get filled here, Alex. Does that make sense?
Explain more.
When coaches leave a role, they leave an open position in the role behind them.
I got it. Thank you.
Yeah, I know you're familiar with filling men's roles, so in women's, the guy's a recruiter. He fills men and women's roles.
Nice brain heartline.
Is it really? The guy's a big brain, dude. That's his nickname, Brian Brain Heartline. Hey, you have the password as well. You can go in there and name check.
The time is now. That's what Heartline said in his intro press conference.
Yep. Well, big news. Campbell leading. Candle's gone. He went to UConn. So both the coordinators from Oregon taking over Kentucky and Cal. How about Alex Mortensen, Chris Mortensen's son, getting the gig at UAB? That was big news since the last time we talked.
It's awesome.
Charles Huff filled the role at Memphis. This is a guy that we've been very, very positive and very strong on from his Marshall almost conference championship last year to a very positive Southern Miss year, starting from scratch, basically just all his Marshall guys. So he's taken over Memphis. I think that's a great hire for Memphis. Neil Brown last was coaching at West Virginia, if you remember. Not the most positive. But we'll see. Taking over North Texas. And then Jimmy Rogers making the 1-year jump, which is interesting. Comes in, Washington State starts off pretty slow. Obviously, he came in from FCS, and they finished really strong, getting to a bowl game. So it'll be interesting to see that relationship with Soward, who follows them to Iowa State. But he felt that was a big upgrade. He said he didn't come to Washington State to leave for any job, and he was very staunch in getting some positivity around that. So maybe it's close to his family in South Dakota or whatever the hell.
100%. I mean, I used to work for a company that's headquartered in South Dakota, and there's a lot of Iowa State fans, kind of in like the Sioux Falls area.
Damn.
So,
And then job open Toledo was filled by Mercer coach and what is it, Mike Gaines, I think. Wow, not very Toledo of me. Mike
no.
Jacobs. Mike Jacobs is from the Toledo area. Love the hire. He played at Ohio State, long snapper, O lineman. 80% winning percentage at Mercer, never a losing season. Brings a winning pedigree. Guy has a beer gut that will keep him safe from falling forward on any bar. I love this guy. I love the cut of this guy's jib much more than that just smirky, smarmy Jason Candle, no emotion guy.
Well, it's always easy to be excited and see the greener grass right at the beginning. So,
I love it.
see.
Yeah, so there's a few coaching changes. Yeah, that's just about all of them are caught up now. And obviously, we got the big one awaiting. Should be a Michigan logo down there. But right now,
Hey, let me ask you this.
we'll break that news.
Let me ask you this about the coaching. Can I ask you a question?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of Matt Campbell going to Penn State?
I've talked about this quite extensively because, believe it or not, people have reached out to me, being such a big Matt Campbell guy. Know some of the guys on his staff. I love the cut of his jib quite a bit. Listen, I think it'll be an interesting growing role for him. I think it's the same archetype of team that they want to build, like in his entire career. Physical first, defense, then
Spread out
offense. And now he gets an actual payroll that he's never had. Iowa State, they'll be the first to tell you. They just don't have it. And so what he's been able to build, I mean, a Super Bowl runner-up, Brock Purdy, who's a legit top 10 quarterback in the NFL. Rocco Becht, 4-year starter. Like, he's built these 2-3-star quarterbacks to solid quarterback talents for college football. So that position should be something to keep an eye at, that Penn State has been noticeably lacking in quarterback development in the last 2 decades. So, and then we'll see, obviously with Alan Lazard, Jaden Higgins, they have had a solid wide receiver archetype factory come out of there that Penn State just hasn't been able to put together, and that's that big red zone target. And I really like the hire. I think it's a great fit, and I'm rooting for him to succeed now that he actually gets some financial backing.
Nice. Appreciate your thoughts. It's a good answer.
Yeah. Yep. What else we got?
Man, we got bowl games to talk about. We got the college football playoff to get into. As far as any other news and notes, I mean, DJ Lagway enters the transfer portal.
Yep. A lot of transfer names popping up. Interesting.
Lenore Sellers returns.
Ooh, tough for Gamecock fans. We'll see where Lagway goes. That feels like it's going to be a lateral to step down movement. Like, he could be at like Tulane next year, or like, I don't know. He could be Arizona State's quarterback next year. Like, I don't see him getting like Indiana going out of their way to go get like Signetti to bring him in, or anyone like that, or like Oregon to bring him in next, like redshirt him. I just think he's I don't know, not a 5-star guy that he was coming out of high school.
I mean, there's only so many big programs, and as far as Lagway goes, man, he just he definitely needs a change of scenery. He needs a change of coaching, and we'll see if he can become unlocked wherever he goes next.
Yeah, I would say look out for Miami, but I'm convinced that Sam Levitt is going to Miami. So we'll see. I
Yeah.
think that's a perfect fit.
Yeah.
Bowl
I
season
think.
fix. I've got something.
All right.
You aware of this?
I don't think so.
So, have you been watching the bowls, the two that are going on right now, but the two that have already happened, Alex?
You know, to my credit, I've actually watched a fair amount of the bowl games so far.
I'm proud of you. There's only been two, so not a tough task. As South Florida looks to lose in a absolute terrible bowl, though.
Yeah.
All the starters just sitting.
Yeah.
That meant anything of a bowl that could have been. It's a tough loss. Anyway, uh, I've got an idea. I've got an idea for the bowl season fix because not just us, but a lot of sickos like watching these games. And I don't think there's a lot of media extremists out there. I think the bowl season's dying. And I disagree. Can the fat be trimmed? Sure. Right now we have 82 slots available. It's like there's 136 teams. I get it. There's some fat that can be trimmed. But listen, when you look at the bowl season and what it means, it's a culmination of a fucking strenuous season that starts from spring game, goes through 2 days. It's a culmination of all of the hard work for potential last game of someone's life. Too, a lot of seniors never playing football again. And it's the alumni, it's the family members, it's the fanatics getting to go to someplace warm. Sorry, Idaho Potato Bowl and Music or Motor City Bowl, and just celebrate all that. And the kids get, nowadays all those all those trinkets might not mean the same when your quarterback's making 3 million, but if he's making 3 million, he shouldn't be playing in the Boca Raton Bowl anyway. So, uh, still, all those guys getting care packages, like not all of them are making that kind of money, and the bowl season is necessary for college football to keep its soul. So here's my fix. We can keep all the silly names and everything, but we start having pods. We start having 8 team pods. 8 as in after 7 before 9. 8 team pods. There's no round robin or anything. There's only one game, one matchup. And what we're doing now is having them over 2 days. So you go to this bowl game, your team gets blown out, you're somewhere, maybe you're in Montgomery, Alabama, or maybe you're in Mobile, Alabama. And you're like, oh shit, that was it? Okay. Well, now, first day, we've got one game at noon, second game at night. You can buy a 2 day pass, a day pass, get you to all the games, get you to one game. Basically allowing fan bases to interact with other fan bases, support other teams, and that we have 8 teams in one city, and that city can move. Like, and there's obviously going to be different cities. That's only 8, but we have these little pods, and then it should bring a little bit more excitement. Can plan more ahead, and I think I think that would be a way to enhance the positivity around bowl season.
Yeah, just like bringing more fans together. Is that the idea?
Yeah, exactly. It's like it's not a pool play. Like there's no playoff in each city. It's just like once that game's over, like the season's over. So, and they'll all respect, the same feeling for the other teams that are in, and no one's obligated to go to every game, but it's like you get around the city and you're like, what should we do tonight? It's like, well, there's another game tonight. Like after the noon game, you can kind of bounce around the city, see what it has to offer, and go check out another football game.
Yeah, man. I like the thought. I just don't know how the other cities would react with their bowls being taken away. They're like, what about our economy?
Well, that's what I'm saying is that it doesn't need to be like pinned down to one city. Because if you have a rotating city situation, like it is 4 games in 8 fan bases. So it's like if you're only getting it once every 3 years, like just have someone on the budget committee that's already quadruple the income, quadruple the bodies that would be there that weren't.
You should write to college football if you feel that way.
Do you think it's one of my only good ideas so far that actually has legs?
No, I'm just not sure if you share these ideas with, people who matter.
Well, if I actually do my job and clip these, maybe I can get it to go positive viral.
One day, man. Keep the faith.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah, you're welcome.
That's my bowl season fix.
I love bowl season. It's just nice to have football on around the holidays, man.
It really is.
December 23rd, December 27th. It's like a Wednesday at 11 a.m. Central, and it's welcome to Fenway Park, the Fenway Wasabi Bowl.
Yeah, exactly.
This is sick.
Dude, there's a 10 a.m. kickoff on Friday, like the day after Christmas. It's like, fuck yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean,
with that.
We get Cal Hawaii on Christmas Eve. Fuck a Christmas movie. Sorry.
Yeah. We had 24 days for that, sweetheart. It's literally at 8 o'clock at night. We're watching JKS and Aliato, and I don't give a shit how mad you're getting at me. This is all I wanted for Christmas was Cal Hawaii.
The Polar Express sucks anyway.
I better have a Hawaii over bet slip in my stocking, or I swear to God, I'm returning that puppy I got you that's sitting under the tree.
Yeah, man. It seems only fair.
All right, what's next, host?
Well, I mean, I think we should talk the games, what everyone is tuning into this podcast for. I think we need to get into it.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's absolutely do it.
Do you have any cool theme music to hit right about now? Dun dun. Welcome to the college football playoff.
That's all I got.
We have Alabama. Alabama on the road, taking on the Oklahoma Sooners. This is your Friday night game. In the last day, we've seen Alabama from a favorite now to a very, very slight underdog. Currently, Oklahoma is favored by 1 to 1.5. The over-under in this game is 40. This game's 7 p.m. Central. Alabama, Oklahoma. So you mentioned it at the beginning of the show that you think DeBoer will be losing his job after Alabama loses in this game. So clearly you like Oklahoma to win.
Yes. I like Oklahoma to make a run. You might see a little bit later in my bracket predictions, but yeah, listen, you're going to hear it from everywhere. Alabama outgained Oklahoma by 250 yards last time. Took an Oklahoma pick 6. Sure. Alabama also had 20 plus more plays. What is it? Bend don't break defense? Come on. They still only scored 21. And you can't lose turnover battles. That's part of the game. That's why we play it on the field, not on the stat sheet with all these nerds. So Oklahoma only had 4 sacks to Alabama's 2. However, Alabama had more tackles for a loss. They had more havoc plays created. So I just don't want to hear that. Oklahoma's just perseverance and will to win that game is just stronger than what Alabama has right now, in my opinion. I think they've been trending downwards. Now, that embarrassment, do they have the Ohio State gene in them? I don't think they have the talent. Like I think a lot of people for the next couple years are going to look for that Ohio State team that maybe had an embarrassing loss the last time we saw them, and then they come out and they just look like the best team that's ever played college football. So that I don't think you're going to see it out of this Alabama team. And when we look at the actual stats, Oklahoma is eye popping on every aspect of defense. Alabama and Oklahoma cannot run the ball for a lick. They can't do it. They can't run it for a lick. And then when we see Alabama's weaknesses, they're not the strongest defense, but they're definitely not going to get gashed. But if we have a healthy Mateer, I think that there's some opportunities that they didn't capitalize on. Mind you, it was on the road as well. This one's in Norman, folks. Means a little bit more. I think that Deion Burks and Sategna are going to ball out. And I think Oklahoma wins by a touchdown.
I think my lean right now is Alabama.
Okay. All right, guys. It was good. Good couple years. Nice show. I'm going to go ahead and fuck myself. No, why do you think Alabama, dude?
I'm concerned that Oklahoma is going to be able to do enough offensively in this game. I think that's really what
You're concerned they're not going to be able to do enough?
Right. They won't be able to do enough offensively. That's really where the root of the concern comes from. If you told me right now, Oklahoma's going to score 27 points, you want to pick them? I'd say, yeah, I'll take Oklahoma if you're telling me they'll score 27. I just don't have confidence that they will. I know they're capable. Like, obviously, Mateer, good quarterback. They have good skill players. I like their coaching staff. So, like, I know they're capable and they're at home. But, dude, we've seen it all year long from them. And I think the thing that we can't forget is that although Alabama did have a bad game against Georgia, and no doubt they did, and I know they had a lot of guys sitting out in that game, but I think Alabama has a pretty decent defense. I don't think Alabama's defense is a bunch of scrubs that's going to give up a bunch of yards and a bunch of points. I think Alabama's defense can make enough plays against a struggling Oklahoma offense to keep themselves in this game. And then on the flip side, man, I'm looking at Ty Simpson. I'm looking at the skill players of Bama. You're 100% right. They cannot run the ball. And I am very well aware that Oklahoma's defense is legit. And I give them a lot of props and a lot of respect. But at the end of the day, if you're telling me this is going to be a lower scoring game, which I think it will be, who do I trust?
At 40.
Exactly. Who do I trust more to make one or two more plays? It's probably the Alabama offense. As much as I wish I was saying something different, Oklahoma has got to show it to me before I can back them. And if you're like, well, they did show it to you. They beat Alabama a month ago. I'm not referring to it like that. They got to show it to me offensively.
Let's not starve your prize pig here, Alex. Your biggest future hit of the season. Oklahoma over 7.5 wins. I mean, you're just going to put them out to roost in their first playoff game at home at night?
It's not personal. They have a very good defense. I like their coach. They were the benefit of a fairly, I guess, easier schedule, easier than maybe what it appeared to be at the beginning of the year. I mean, my God, dude, they needed a miracle just to sliver by LSU in that final game.
I mean, stud defensive end LT Overton out for this game on Alabama.
Okay, and I know the big defensive tackle on Oklahoma. He might be playing.
R. Mason Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he should be back.
Look, I'm not coming on the pod thumping my chest for this game. I'm not, to be clear.
Not going to be a best bet.
Not going to be a best bet. I'm just trying to be rational about it. And if I'm weighing the factors, I got to give the slight edge to Bama because Oklahoma has had opportunity after opportunity to prove to me personally that the offense doesn't stink, and I kind of think they do. So I'm concerned.
Okay, that's totally fair. Are they advancing on your bracket?
My current bracket
Yes.
that I filled out a couple days ago, I think I took Oklahoma.
Ooh.
But obviously Bama is going to be Bama's going to be my pick.
Okay.
So I can't wait for the game. Like it's a great Friday night game. I think this is the most interesting game of the entire 4-game slate, in my opinion. I mean, obviously you can make the case for Miami and Texas A&M as well, but in my opinion, this is the best game. So I can't wait, dude. I really can't wait. This is a great game.
Oh yeah. Let's fucking go, dude.
Yeah. Anything else on this one? I'm going to say Alabama wins. I'm going to say they win 24-16. That Oklahoma kicker can, really make his field goals. So they'll get 3 field goals.
Okay, that's fair. I like Oklahoma in an ugly one, 20-10.
Wow. That would be a hell of a defensive performance.
Yep. 20-10. All right, next up we have the other non-lopsided game. Maybe. Where's she at? Oh, what the hell? There we go. Nope, that's not her.
Stand by. Well, folks, the game is Miami and Texas A&M. This is your first game on Saturday, 11 a.m. Central. Currently, A&M is favored by 3, and the over/under is 48. Another unbelievable game, honestly. Obviously, I'll give you the floor to lead with your thoughts here. But real good game. Me start? My thoughts?
Yeah,
sure.
Go ahead.
Well, I'm curious to see what A&M team that we're going to get. Thought they had their moments where they looked good throughout the season. But I you can kind of see it, dude. Like at the end of the year, there are some reasons for concern. There are some reasons for concern with this team. And I'm referring to the South Carolina game where they had to come back down 30-0 or whatever the score was to miraculously win that game. And then Texas the following week, they lose to Texas. So that's not the type of team that they're not trending in the right way, at least to close the year. Like that's just a fact. Doesn't mean that they can't turn it around, but that's just where they're at as a squad right now. Obviously A&M, very good offensive line, very good in the trenches, as is Miami though. Like Miami has the dudes as well. Can Miami protect Carson Beck enough where he's going to have time in the pocket to find his receivers down the field? If the answer is yes, Miami's probably going to win this game. But if the answer is no, A&M's got a real shot to win. I'm curious to hear your thoughts. Yeah, I don't want to talk the whole time. So what do you got to say?
No, it's fine. Yeah, I mean, Keontae Scott, baller defensive back, could play, not for sure yet for Miami, which would be huge. They have been lacking a little bit on the defensive back side. So, yeah, I mean, Cassius Howell on Texas A&M is going to be a big game wrecker that could disrupt Beck. If we look at the common opponent of Notre Dame, obviously Miami had the benefit of hosting them, but don't let that score fool you. Miami was comfortably in that game, like controlling that game. I was never really doubtful. And then Texas A&M needed like a missed extra point, a missed holding call. Like got lucky to win that game, if we're being honest. So we look at head-to-heads all the time, same opponents. Miami's been trending well, beating the piss out of opponents lately. When we look at Texas A&M's strength, we're going to look at havoc rate. Talked about this just briefly previewing the teams. Both of these teams like to create havoc. Both the teams are decent at controlling the havoc. You're going to have 2 top 10 picks on Miami's lines, offensive and defensive. So it comes down to game records like that and players like that when we look for the small edges. I really like Miami when I first saw this matchup. And when I dive into it more, just against the pass, Reed has shown that he can get flustered pretty easily. He's not this Superman-like quarterback that is going to just dominate good teams. He really hasn't dominated good teams. He's dominated the lesser opponents. He's looked bad against lesser opponents at times, South Carolina. And when you're facing an elite defense like Miami, I think you're going to have the benefit of home field. But Carson Beck, as much shit as we give him, he's played in the SEC before Miami. It's not like this kid was picked up from, a Jacksonville State as some phenom and is just coming in to Miami as just a one-year rental. He's played in big games in loud stadiums. Now, there is one big factor that we talk about a lot on here. Sidelines. Texas A&M, huge advantage in coaching. Can we trust Cristobal to get us an upset win? That's the biggest question.
Got to trust the players. Ain't going to be Cristobal.
I know, but
no offense.
In big game situations, he's the one pulling the strings. Coach, are you serious we're pulling that? Ah, shit.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, if A&M ends up winning this game when it's all said and done, like, I don't know about you, but like, I'm not going to be surprised. Like, no one's going to be surprised. We're going to just say like, oh, that's Miami. They did it again.
Yeah. All that to say, I will be betting Miami. I will be betting their money line. I think they advance. I think their freaks are better than Texas A&M's freaks. And this should be another low-scoring game with the havoc that can be created.
Yeah.
So I like 24-20 Miami.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it can go either way for sure. But I'm also gonna ride Miami with you in a very, very, very similar type of score. I'm not sure what score you just said, but I say 24-20.
That's exactly what I said.
Yeah. 24-20 to you.
Great. And it's 48-0 at half. Texas A&M.
I gotta say, I know Virginia Tech and Pittsburgh aren't the best teams, but I was impressed with the way Miami handled their business to close out the year, especially in the Pitt game when they really wanted to make a statement. And, Pitt, not a great team, again, but they were coming off that big win against Georgia Tech. It's not like they didn't have anything to play for in that game. And Miami just fucking dominated them. So,
yeah, exactly.
I like to see that. You have one team going into the playoff with some momentum, and then the other team, who just maybe hasn't been playing their best ball. That's all.
Yep, for sure. All right, we both like Miami. Next up, Tulane and Ole Miss.
That's right, Tulane and Ole Miss. This is your 2:30 p.m. Central Time game, and the spreads start to get larger and larger. This one is 17.5. Ole Miss is laying it, and the over-under is 56.5. You might recall these two teams played each other earlier in the season, and Ole Miss certainly got the better of Tulane in that game. Tulane's quarterback, Jake Retzlaff, was benched in that game. Seemingly nothing went right for Tulane, and Ole Miss was able to take advantage of Tulane's questionable secondary and put up a shit ton of points as they won the game 45-10. That was kind of Trinidad Chambliss's somewhat kind of his like arrival breakout type game. And it's been history since then. So Burns, I'll lead with the obvious question. Do you feel like we're going to get somewhat of a repeat on Saturday, or do you think Tulane and Coach Summerall have a better showing this time around?
No, I think this is the Boise State moment of the playoffs. I think Tulane wins this game outright.
What?
Yes. I think the benefits of having such a lopsided spread, of playing a team just earlier in the season, I was on Tulane in that game. I was watching it. It just looked like a team that was running with like in quicksand. Everything they were doing was just so undisciplined, slow. You can say that's because of Ole Miss, but it wasn't. They just weren't executing what they were doing, and it was just like just death by a thousand cuts. Watching as someone that was backing them, and then Ole Miss just really blew it up in the second half. That box score, I'll pull it up, but there's one big glaring elephant in the room, Alex. Lane isn't on the sideline for this game.
Yep.
And Summerall is staying. I mean, talk about a fuck you right on the end of his career to what's now going to be a rival in the SEC. If Florida's head coach can embarrass an SEC team, he's going to take every ounce of trickeration and like blitz packages and everything you can define as crazy Boise State type antics. And you know what? They have the players. They have the players to succeed in a one-time upset. I think they could beat them 3 out of 10 times. I don't think this is a 1 out of 10 matchup. I think Tulane is strong enough. Obviously Ole Miss is, haven't said a good thing about Ole Miss yet. They are more talented. Let's get that out of the way. I just think that what has happened since the last time these two teams have played, how do we know where any of the kids' heads are at who are ride or die Lane Kiffin? How are they just not like, all right, I'm like, let's get this shit out of here?
It's possible. I'm sure there's a few. Hopefully they're not starters.
Yeah, no kidding. You have to, concede that a competitor is just going to compete at the end of the day. So when I look at Ole Miss, their strengths are going to be on offense, right? They have some holes on defense, and especially in rush explosiveness, stuff rate, line yards, like EPA against the run. And guess what? Jake Retzlaff has 16 touchdowns. He's going to run it down your throat. Give him his bad game. His worst game of the season was against Ole Miss. It's been all downhill since then. Tulane has just been in a different mode. They had that unfortunate dropped game to UTSA in the Dome. That was just the whole team wasn't there.
Yeah.
The whole team was on the beach drinking pina coladas.
Yeah, they got fucked in that game.
Big time. But since then, big win on the road at Memphis. They beat UNT, who everyone was on Mestamaker in North Texas, and they just throttled them. They throttled the hottest public team in the country. And, I was very impressed with what I saw in the AAC championship. I think they can pull it off, Alex. You heard it here first. Tulane money line.
I love it. I think they can pull it off too. I'm not going to pick them to win outright, but I do think they'll cover the number, and I think this game is going to be good and competitive. I say Tulane keeps it close, and Ole Miss finds a way to win it at the end, whether that's a go-ahead score or a defensive stop. Give me 34-30, Ole Miss. They advance just barely.
Oh, so a hammer spot on the spread.
Definitely.
All right. I like that. And then the last game is the biggest spread we got. Surprised this was the night game and not Texas A&M Miami.
I guess they didn't want to start the game at 8 a.m. in Eugene.
Yeah, I mean, they could have
I
put
know.
Ole Miss at noon.
I know.
Okay.
Sometimes.
Okay.
No, never mind. You're just something else sometimes. So fucking literal. Like you think I'm just some like fucking idiot. Like, yes.
Well.
Well, you're onto something there.
Yeah.
Okay, JMU taking on Oregon. This is the night game, and Oregon is favored by 21.5. This number has pretty much held steady for the last couple of weeks, just like the Tulane Ole Miss, but over under 47.5, 6:30 p.m. Central. So JMU gets in the tournament because the ACC was unable to send somebody because of their ineptitude as far as a conference winner goes. Obviously, Miami is representing them in a at-large fashion, but JMU Oregon spreads 21.5. I've liked the way that Oregon has been trending in the second half of the year, and it's a different type of Oregon team. You know, they're not the high-flying scoring machine that they maybe have been in the past. But I like their running game, and I like their defense. What do you think of this game?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a prove it game. I could, could I see a once in a lifetime upset? Yes, I could. Will I be picking that one? No, I will not. Corey Moore, Everett Stewart, all in practice today. That's not good.
Wow.
For James Madison, they're gonna have gaudy numbers when you play in the Sun Belt. Like, it's just, what have we seen that's similar? Talked about it last week. They did compete against Louisville. A pick six with a minute left to lose by 14 is not a 2-score loss. Like, they gave up, it was 14 all in the fourth quarter. Like, that's a competitive team in my mind. On the road, too. They were at Louisville. So, yeah, I mean, they have the guys up front. They have some guys in the trenches. They want to run the ball. They want to move slow. And that's how they stay close in this game. They're bottom, or I guess depending how you look on it, top 10 slowest pace when it comes to moving the ball at close to 29 seconds per play in between snaps. So the makeup of an upset, realistically, when you look at the numbers, should be more this game than the Tulane game. I think the Tulane advantage is more in the playing the game already than the look at the stats on the paper. Because you look at the stats on the paper, JMU's physical in their top 5 against the pass.
Let me ask you. Let me stop you.
Yeah.
You think JMU has the athletes and the bodies to match up with Oregon at least somewhat decently?
I think on defense they do, and I think it stops on offense. So you still have to keep in mind that Oregon, for as much as they've been known for this offensive juggernaut, which is still arguable, they have built a little bit of a studly defensive team. Holy shit, why can't I think of Buddy's name? Thiemann, the safety, transferred from Purdue.
Yeah.
That dude's a beast. Ualungale, his brother's there, defensive line. He's a beast. Yeah, I mean, that's where I think this game gets a little crooked. JMU might only score 7 but the final might be similar to the SEC championship. It might be 28-7. It might finish right on that line. I
Yeah.
think JMU has enough guys to keep it within, but they're not going to hold up in a serious chance of be winning this game in the fourth quarter.
Overall, I pretty much agree with pretty much what you said. I think JMU's play style and play tempo, being a physical team that plays slower, actually is advantageous to them in terms of covering this number, just from a betting standpoint of 21.5. I see it the same way. I think this game is going to be something along the lines of 31-10, where JMU's defense plays Oregon tough, but eventually Oregon just wears them out. Wouldn't be surprised if Oregon covers, though. I would not advise a super large wager on this game. But
it's the night game. We've got to give out a side. What's that total? 47.5. Might go under on that total.
I'll lean under, and I'll lean JMU.
Wow. I like it.
Not money line.
Yeah, correct.
Plus 21.5.
All right, there's college football playoffs. You want to see my bracket?
Yeah. Let's get the peep show going.
There it is. In all our mights.
So Xander, for all of our audio listeners, he's got Oklahoma beating Alabama. And, of course, he's got Oregon beating JMU. That's on one side of the bracket. And he's got Indiana taking on Oklahoma. 1 versus 8. Who does he have advancing? The Sooners. Texas Tech versus Oregon. He's got Texas Tech. And then in that semifinal game, Oklahoma versus Texas Tech, Xander's got Texas Tech advancing to the championship to play. Well, he's got Miami beating A&M. So then Ohio State plays Miami. He's got Ohio State winning. And on the bottom side of the bracket, he's got Tulane beating Ole Miss. Then he's got Georgia beating Tulane to set up a semifinal matchup of Ohio State versus Georgia, where the Michigan man himself takes Ohio State to advance to another national championship game, playing the Red Raiders, and Xander picks the Ohio State Buckeyes to repeat as national champions.
Yeah, man. Yep. I just I like the path Ohio State has when it comes to incomplete teams, especially when it comes to facing this Ohio State defense. I think and I think that there's no defensive backfield. I think, honestly, the matchup that would trip me up the most would be that first Miami matchup. When I look at their path to what I have laid out there.
Yeah. Miami definitely has the dudes to match Ohio State's physicality.
And if you remember, I mean, going back to week 5, everyone was talking about, is this an 0-2 rematch? Is Ohio State, Miami? People were saying Miami should be getting number 1 votes, like beating Notre Dame, and then starting off 5-0, 6-0, and it was 1-2, and everyone's like, is it 0-2 again? So we might get that in the second round instead of the national championship.
Yeah.
What was your bracket for everyone that's following the mayor bracket at home?
So round 2, I got Indiana beating Alabama, and then I have Texas Tech versus Oregon has a chance to be an unbelievable game. I'll take Oregon, especially with some of that injury news. So we got Indiana taking on Oregon in the semis. Give me Oregon to advance to the championship. And on the other side of the bracket, got Georgia taking on Ole Miss. I'll take Georgia. Miami taking on Ohio State. I'll take Ohio State. Ohio State versus Georgia. I'll take Ohio State. And then we have an Ohio State versus Oregon natty. I'm going to take Oregon. Oregon gets the revenge. They're the hot team, and Oregon is hoisting the trophy.
Just a small disclaimer: this guy also had LSU versus Penn State in his preseason, so For all you Oregon fans at home, that could be a kiss of death.
Hey, clip that shit.
No, it's fine. So you think an all Big Ten final, and then the third place Big Ten team beats the team that routed them last year?
You know, sometimes you have a unique way of contributing without adding much.
I was just confirming your selection. So you went with Oregon?
Oregon's my pick.
Okay. All right. That's fun. Some fun stuff there.
It's truly
Alrighty.
remarkable that you were the strongest swimmer your father had.
Nice, dude. What Netflix comedy special did you rip that one off of?
Just the top of the dome.
Yeah.
Awards.
Dude, give this guy a fucking 3-season sitcom. All right. Even though you've been a bad mayor, I've got a surprise game for you before we roll into the bowl season.
Oh, yeah?
Yes. It's bowl season trivia time, and it's everyone's favorite game. Is that a bowl or not?
All right.
So I've got bowl names and fake bowl names, and you're going to tell me which one was the bowl game, which one was not,
Okay.
or were they both bowl games?
Okay.
None of them are neither.
And this could be any year in the past as well.
Any year in the past.
Got it.
Sound fun?
Sounds great. Let's get into it.
Let's do it. So first up, we have the Poulan Weed Eater Independence Bowl or the John Deere Farmers of Iowa Bowl.
I mean, John Deere Farmers of Iowa Bowl sounds so good that it's fake. So give me that one as the fake one, and the Weed Eater one is the real one.
Wish I had sound effects here. That is absolutely correct, Alex Mayer. A quick 2-0.
Yes.
So, put it on the board. Yes. All right, next up, we have the Count Chocula Cotton Bowl versus the Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl.
Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl, 100% correct. I recognize that one. Count Chocula Cotton Bowl, really Cotton Bowl? You guys let Count Chocula sponsor you like that? My gut says it's real, so I'm going to say both are real.
Oh,
shit.
One of two. I thought that was a layup. Count Chocula has not received a bowl despite outcry from the public.
Damn it.
Yep. All right. Next up, we have the Salad Bowl or the Cereal Bowl.
Cereal Bowl is real.
Okay. What about the Salad Bowl?
Salad Bowl's fake.
We started so hot, Alex. Cereal Bowl is not real. Salad Bowl was played in 1947 to 1955 in Phoenix, Arizona. Put on by the Phoenix and Valley of the Sun Kiwanis Club. And that's it. All-star game.
Wow, nice. Yeah. I mean, people in warmer climates typically are in better shape. So
yeah, they have real, of course, and you should have known the geriatric sense of humor of just, well, what if we call it a salad bowl?
1,000%. That's on me.
I thought, originally I was going to put toilet bowl, but I thought that one would be too easy to spot as a incomplete.
So now the fans are wondering, is this guy for real or is he a fraud? We'll see.
All right, 3-3. All right, next up, we've got three more. We got the Battle Frog Fiesta Bowl, and we've got the Avocados from Mexico Cure Bowl.
Avocados from Mexico. That one's real. The Battle Frog Fiesta Bowl is also real. Two reals.
Ding, ding, ding. He's back, boys. He is back. 2-0. As everyone remembers, Tostitos was the Fiesta Bowl main sponsor for the longest time. And then randomly you just turn on the TV and Battle Frog is sponsoring the Fiesta Bowl. That's like supposed to mean something in college football. Battle Frog is, quick search here, It's a what the hell? What is this? A co-ed? What the shit? It's like it looks like an Iron or like one of those what's that? Tough Mudder? It looks like that.
Yeah.
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 Classic. I wonder why it's out of business. Just wasting money on bowl names. All right, 5-3. The boys back. All right, next up we have the Bad Boys for Life New York Bowl or Bad Boy Mowers Gasparilla Bowl.
Bad Boy Mowers Gasparilla is real. Bad Boys for Life New York fake.
Oh, okay. That one was too easy. He knows it's the Pinstripe Bowl. Okay, he's 2-0. He's hot. 70%, 7 of 3 or 7 of 10. Last one, United Airlines Pinstripe New York Bowl or Release the Flight Logs Island Bowl.
Release the Flight Logs Island Bowl is real.
Yeah. We'd like to think, right?
United Airlines Pine Stripe.
Oh, God damn it.
New York Bowl is that's a tricky one. United Airlines, no, that's not real.
It always said Pinstripe. You said they're both fake?
Yeah.
All right, that's correct. Obviously, they're both fake. Having a little fun with the last one. 9-3. Why don't you give yourself a round of applause, Alex?
All right. Fun
That's
game.
Pretty good one. A couple others that stuck out as favorites of mine. The Bitcoin Bowl back in 2014 before it blew up. That's pretty funny.
That's crazy.
Duck Commander Independence Bowl. The Cheribundi Tart Cherry Boca Raton Bowl. Say that 5 times fast.
Jeez.
A bunch of .com bowls. I always remembered taxslayer.com. That was good. GoDaddy.com bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Micron PC. How about Crucial.com bowl? Ourhouse.com bowl. And let's see here. What are some other good ones that stuck out? You love the Lockheed Martin Armed Forces Bowl. Just still running hard. That's just a classic.
Old school, hard nosed.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
You love the First Responders Bowl being canceled because of weather a couple of years ago. Just ironically, first responders having to make the call.
Yeah.
Yep. Pretty good there. And then the Fiesta Bowl brought to you by PlayStation 2 specifically.
Yes.
That's a pretty good one.
Of course.
Yep.
Of course.
And then, of course, everyone's favorite is the Beef O'Brady's Bowl. Was the one that was always that gets a little extra showing around this time.
Yeah. I love the game. Thanks for making that. A lot of fun.
No problem. All right. Speaking of, the reason we played that game is we have a couple games to talk about. Got a couple weird names that we've already talked about. Staff DNA. Let me share the screen here, and we will talk about these games.
Okay.
Oh, that's not it. Where are you?
Avocados from Mexico.
God, if I could click the right thing. Jeez. All right. Here we are. We're starting on, I would say, Thursday. Because Wednesday's today, and those games are playing. We got the Xbox Bowl, Missouri State, Arkansas State.
How about
what do you got in this one, Alex?
Yeah, for sure. I lean the Red Wolves.
You just like Arkansas State?
Yeah, they typically put up a lot of points, but no solid analysis on this game. I'll save everyone the bullshit.
Yeah, I will say though, for all you Group of 5 sickos out there, looks like no real opt-outs. Ryan Beard's team from Missouri State getting a bowl in their first season, very impressive. I agree with you though. I like points. Let's go with an over in this game. Have some fun.
Hell yeah, brother.
Next up, we've got the Myrtle Beach Bowl presented by Engine. The two conference championship winners, Kennesaw State and Western Michigan. This is that game I was talking about, 10 a.m. Central Time, 11 a.m. Eastern at Brooks Stadium in Conway, South Carolina. What do you like in this one, Alex?
Dude, I don't know what the opt-out situation looks like in this game, but unless you tell me otherwise, I love Western Michigan in this game. Love them. You know, big time MAC championship performance. Kennesaw, congrats. Great season. 10 wins, new FBS school for football. But Western Michigan's got to be the play. That's just, they're better. They're better.
Yeah, Kennesaw State's former starting quarterback, Dexter Williams, in the transfer portal, not much. Jalen Buckley should be healthy, dominated the MAC championship. I agree. I think this Western team is extremely physical. Started out from the first week against Michigan State, and I like this team versus what Kennesaw can put out there on the field. That total is pretty low. Stay away from it because there could be a couple, flips of the field pretty quickly. But yeah, I would lean Western here. What do we got on the spread there? 3.5?
Yeah, 3.5 over under 47.5.
Okay, cool. After that, here it is, right?
Avocados from Mexico.
This one is the Union Home Mortgage Gasparilla Bowl.
My bad.
Just across the state there from Alex. It's in Tampa, 2:30 Eastern this Friday.
A
little appetizer before the Oklahoma-Alabama game. Memphis and NC State. Memphis has a few more opt-outs, transfers, lost their coach.
I'm assuming Bailey's not playing for NC State because why the fuck would he?
That's a great question.
God forbid we get some starters in a bowl game.
I think he is playing.
Yeah, man. Whether he's playing or whether he's not playing, but if he's playing, NC State for sure. NC State is the more exciting team. NC State, they've been a little up and down this year, but yes, they've had some ups, and I think they show up in this spot. I know Memphis had a lot of football success, and they beat Arkansas earlier in the year, which is a cool win. But NC State, man. NC State wins, NC State covers. How about that?
Sure. Yeah, Brandon Lewis, their starting quarterback for Memphis, was banged up towards the end of the season. Hopefully he plays. Listen, NC State, no hiding his ass cheeks on defense.
Oh, yeah.
This total is – what's this total, Alex?
57.5.
Yeah. I think this is going to be one of those games that like leads into the first playoff game that's like, oh, hopefully we get those same fireworks in tonight's first college football playoff game in that 38-35 just banger of a game.
Yeah, I can see it.
I like the over.
I like the over too.
Okay. We got college football games already talked about. Monday, the famous Idaho Potato Bowl, the worst game to travel to. No offense, Boise, but it is December 22nd. Just give up the bowl, please.
Oh, stop it. We love it. Monday, 2 p.m. Central, Washington State, Utah State. We got Utah State as a 1.5-point favorite, over under 49.5. Yeah, give me Utah State, please. Please and thank you. We got Bronco, or did Bronco leave for another job?
Another job. No, but their starting wide receiver, Braden Pagan, gone.
That's okay. As long as Bronco's there, they're fine.
Yeah.
You think Bronco is going to lose in a stadium where it's literally the Boise State Broncos? He ain't losing.
Wow, that Joe brain of yours is really cooking on a Monday, December 22nd.
Bro, it's Wednesday. Nice try.
No, the game is Monday, December.
There it is. Thank you, genius, for being here. What would I do without you?
Well, you already said earlier in one comment I made about the Miami game, you said, well, I didn't hear what you said, as I said it legitimately 10 seconds before and then said the same score I did.
Selective listener, man. You should try it.
Oh, man, I just don't get your dark humor, man. I'm just too innocent, naive boy.
Yeah.
You know what? I actually liked Washington State, but you brought up some great points here, and I think I might change my opinion. I think I might go Utah State with you.
I'll believe it when I see it.
I like that. The next game, near and dear to my heart. Oh no, yeah, Bush. Wait, it's just Bush's. Okay, not Bush's baked beans, Boca Raton Bowl. Could have got all the B alliteration. So we got the
Bush's Boca Raton Bowl of beans.
instead we have the 43rd and 41st president Bush family's Boca Raton Bowl. Bowl of bean. What the hell? I'm just like,
Are you having a stroke?
Yeah, I am, dude. I'm thinking
Hey,
out loud.
everybody. Welcome to the Bush's Boca Raton Bowl of beans.
Fun fact: I met the dog, Bridgestone Arena.
What? Someone get this guy some fucking help.
Fuck, what? The golden retriever, Duke. His name's Duke.
What the fuck's wrong with this guy? Dude, we're talking about a bowl game.
Yeah, I know, but I met the dog.
You met the Bush's dog?
Yeah, I met Duke, dude. This guy.
That's sweet.
Yeah, I'll share a photo on the Twitter. But yeah, I met this guy, dude.
Is he a cool celeb?
You know what? He was very photogenic, but he didn't really say much. So I was pretty taken aback by that.
Sure. Well, look, this is your squad, Toledo. So yeah, you tell us.
Listen, this has the opportunity to be game of the year. There's a couple names that have been rumored to be out, so I'm going to be hovering the Toledo like message boards and digging as deep as I can to get this information before it's public. But Emmanuel McNeil-Warren, their first round pick safety, headed to the Senior Bowl, potentially out. Avery Smith, Andre Fuller, Nasir Bowers, all defensive backs as well. Two of those first team All-MAC. Not good. Chip Trainum and Junior Vandeross, they're studs on offense. I mean, if all these guys opt out, Louisville will be 18-point favorites. I mean, there'd be no one left to serve. So a little concerning there. Miller Moss said he will play. Chris Bell, their wide receiver, out. Lubin in. Yeah, man. I'm going to be just. This game is all dependent on who's going to play for Toledo. If all those guys are out, it'll be Louisville hammer spot, and I'll be sure to keep everyone abreast.
All right. Interesting.
But let's just say they are all playing. If I can get that number at 7, I will be taking Toledo. Louisville's offense has been so hit or miss all season, and they have shown some ability to kind of stifle against good, disciplined defenses. So I don't know if I'd be willing to take the money line, but I know a touchdown would be too many. So I like Toledo if they are full bore.
I agree with you with that.
Here's one that won't send us off the rails, the New Orleans Bowl. That one's easy. It's in New Orleans. We've got Western Kentucky and Southern Miss. Southern Miss are obviously losing Charles Huff, as we talked about to start the show. But thanks to the new transfer portal rule, I don't think many people are out. He's not sticking around to coach this game. Blake Anderson, the offensive coordinator, is going to coach. Uh, yeah, just the preseason all Conference USA. Josh Moten can't talk today. He's probably out. Everyone looks pretty healthy. I do like the Hilltoppers here with the potential change, just so much change going on at Southern Miss. I think our boy Maverick McIver can have his way with this defense.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll just go Southern Miss. I like the way that they competed against Mississippi State, I believe it was, to open the year. Obviously, their coach had those boys playing real well. This game is close to home for them. And just going to go with a little Southern Miss magic in the New Orleans Bowl.
Yeah,
Why not?
that's fair. I love that. Scooter's Coffee Frisco Bowl, UNLV versus Ohio. UNLV fucked us against the MAC team earlier this year. With Miami of Ohio, should have won that game. Ohio going through some wild shit. If you haven't been following, their coach was let go today with cause. So you would expect some salacious things to come out. But I have been ear to the ground, cannot hear any rumors besides one. And if it were true, the university may have some serious egg on their face. What I've heard, feel comfortable saying this because it's not salacious at all, is just that the guy would have drinks in his office during work hours, like after games or after practice, and have assistant coaches sharing a drink with him. And, maybe if it's at 8 a.m. in the morning and it's like this guy's a full-blown alcoholic, maybe. But if we're talking after football, like the most intense thing, and the guy has a carafe of bourbon in his corner, and we're talking classy drinks, and you fire him? Oh, boy. The attorney for Brian Smith already came out and said they will be pursuing this termination with all legal power, and they are adamantly denying any wrongdoing to the schools, like terms of whatever moral code of ethics or whatever the hell they claimed he broke.
Interesting.
Yeah, so something to follow, a little T for the drama seekers out there. As for the game, because of all that craziness, teams seem to rally around him. UNLV's got a big offense that Ohio will not be able to keep up with. 3.5 is not enough points. I love UNLV in this. Whatever. That's not enough. 10.5 is not enough. UNLV should run away with this.
Okay. I like it. UNLV as well.
The last game, talked about it. Christmas Eve. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Sheridan Hawaii Bowl. Clarence Teaching Athletics Complex in Honolulu, Hawaii. You've got California and Hawaii's son, JKS, coming home to play Hawaii at 8 Eastern. What's that spread in total, Alex?
The spread is 1.5. Cal is favorited over under 54.5.
Cal's got some injuries that we worry about on both sides of the trenches. Jackson Harris, tough loss for Hawaii in the transfer portal. Their best wide receiver, 12 touchdowns, almost 1,000 yards. Eliotto is the guy that I care about, though. He'll make another guy shine. He extends the plays. I think, we have been good. We've been good boys. So I hope Gamble Claus will look over us. And we've been good boys not to chase Hawaii overs every single week when they're home. We've bet some unders. So for that reason, we're going to tuck ourselves in all cozy on the couch to a warm fire and a hot fire on the field. We're going over in the Hawaii Cal game.
All right. Hell yeah. And, Hawaii's pretty good at home. They kind of reestablished that home dominance. Only one loss at home on the season, and that was a 2-point loss to Fresno State back on September 20th. They beat Stanford. They beat Sam Houston. They beat Portland State. They beat Utah State by 18. They beat San Diego State, a pretty good team, by 32. And then they beat Wyoming by 20. So Hawaii likes to play on the island.
Big time. That's it. That's all we got for until next week. Because after that will be Christmas and then Friday. So that'll be week 1 of bowling, the Go Bowling Military Bowl.
Yep. We'll plan on recording what you think, like Tuesday the 23rd, probably.
Yeah, I was going to say Monday or Tuesday. Get a live reaction of the football or of the college football playoff. Get everyone all nice and revved up for the following round. We should have an idea of what we want to talk about, whoever wins those games, on how they'll match up in the next round's teams. And yeah, we'll talk about Bowl Week 2.
Sounds good. Very fun show. Hope you guys enjoy the playoffs and the bowl games. And love you guys. Thanks so much for listening.
Love you guys. Bye.